Joining us now outside the courthouse in Boise, Idaho, is law and crime correspondent Gigi McKelvey and former homicide prosecutor Matt Murphy. Good to have both of you here. Gigi, I want to start with you. There was lots of testimony about the various ways that Lori and Chad were trying to get money today, from raiding the two kids' bank accounts of their Social Security funds that they were getting after their father's death, to life insurance policies on both their newly dead spouses. How is this all landing in there?
Yeah, I mean, the jury's starting to get a picture. You know, the first week it was interesting to watch how they were kind of struggling to keep up. They're still writing tons of notes, by the way. But there were moments where the jurors just told with their faces the shock of what they had just heard, such as, you know, a month or weeks before Tylee was murdered, changing the deposit account from Tylee's into Lori's. So she was getting nearly $6,000 for benefits for JJ, Tylee, as well as her caregiver money she got from the government with the death of Charles.
In addition, Matt, a detective testified today that they had filled out this application to rent a house in Hawaii in November, saying they were, quote, a clean couple with no pets and no children. This was when the kids were dead and buried already. They were still walking around telling everybody, oh, JJ and Tylee are with friends, or they're someplace on a visit. That's got to be pretty damning.
It's a very interesting play on words. Picture that, a clean couple. And remember, what the prosecution is trying to do is establish attenuated liability here. It's an attenuated theory of liability that's aiding and abetting or conspiracy. And that is, to a jury that's paying attention, that is incredibly damning. A lot of trials will often turn on one or two small things. And I'll tell you, there was a bombshell yesterday when her adult son testified and confronted her in court. And there's a moment in that, it's very subtle, but Lori Vallow can be heard. Here's this earnest young man confronting her about the murder of his siblings and the death of the only father he ever knew, and she laughs at him. And I'll tell you what, that is incredibly damning testimony, and that's very bad for her.
Yeah, we have a clip, actually, of part of this long phone call that was recorded between Colby, Lori Vallow's only living son, and Lori herself. Let's take a quick listen to it.
I prayed for my siblings who swore to me we're okay. I thought I could trust you. I thought that you were a completely different person. I don't know when murder's not.
You can really hear the emotion in Colby's voice, Gigi. What was it like yesterday to see mother and son face off like that?
It was awkward. You know, Lori definitely kept her eyes on Colby. It looked like she was maybe trying to make some kind of a visual connection with him. He wasn't having it. He looked her way once when it was clear she was turned away talking to her attorneys. And the last look he gave his mother, I saw him give Chad Daybell in Rexburg as he walked out of the courtroom at her first hearing here after her extradition. And it was a look of pure disgust. He stared at her for about 4 or 5 seconds as he walked out and didn't look back.
Did she appear at all upset to have her only living child on the stand testifying against her?
She did get emotional a few times, wiped her eyes. I couldn't see tears from where I was, but I had other people who said they did see tears. So that's probably the closest thing that she has to anybody in her mind that might, other than Chad, still love her at this point. And it was pretty clear yesterday. Colby is angry. He's devastated, and I think she got the message for sure. He just did not look at her in spite of the fact she did not break eye contact with him the whole time he was on the stand.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.